Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fan takeaways where you send your takes via Instagram. I post a story the following day after the game that's just gone by. This one was Collingwood versus Sydney, and a bunch of responses have come through. So we come to YouTube and we discuss them, whether they are good, bad, or ugly. So if you want to be a part of this segment, head over to pies_footy on Instagram, and you can have your say there at the end of each game week, if you want to call it that. So let's start with Beasley 30509. That is Benny from NZ. Beasley says Collingwood adapted well to what Sydney were doing in the first quarter and shut it down well. When we all saw that first quarter and those moments where Sydney transitioned the ball from D50 to forward 50, not just defensive half. It's one thing to score heavily from defensive half, but to be able to do it from your defensive 50, that's even more difficult. And they did that probably twice, maybe three times in the first quarter, just off the top of my head. And there were alarm bells that go, we're playing well, which we were at the time. We were dominant in the contest, but it just felt like, okay, something ominous about this doesn't feel so great. Just the way the ball's being moved against us. I'm like, please, no replay of round one last year. In the end, it seems like the Pies had a. I'm curious to know whether there was a backup plan to go and say, all right, if Sydney are the great kicking side that they are and they piece us up early in the game, we're going to make the adjustment and just play wings, just play Malthouse ball, those 2010 boundary lines. That's what we're going to do if this happens. Or if it was like a master stroke from Pendles in game and he goes, you know what, guys, let's just play boundary at quarter time. Something that wasn't so premeditated. It was more of just a knee-jerk reaction from like a Pendlebury or a Sidebottom who are coaches on the field. So anyways, we rectified that in a big way. We completely shut down the corridor and then we hurt them going forward, didn't we? So it ended up being all good. It was a great way to react in game to something that just wasn't working for us in the moment. And that's something we probably didn't see enough last year in game from Fly, or I'll throw Pendlebury in there now because he's the quote unquote player coach now. So yes, last year you'd see non-decisions. Now we're seeing a lot of changes being made on the run. It's more evident this year than it was last year. Galanis Foods says Ned Long is now the key to our fortunes. I was reluctant to call him a star. I was reluctant to say he had star potential, and now he has star potential. It's there. He is the key to our fortunes, and I'm sure Galanis is implying that he's the key to our fortunes to tie in with Nick Dacos, Jordan De Goey, and all the other pieces. He is a key cog now in that quest for the premiership medal. That's who he is now. So I don't think we're going to see Ned Long as a sub for a very long time if he keeps playing like this. He is just a battering ram, and he's faster than most of us had first thought. There's a lot of Ned Long love. I've got Ned Long top 20 player of the competition from Chris. Steven Tsutsoglu says Ned effing fucking Long. I'll say it. I don't care. And then just before, as we spoke about the corridor, Jam Packs it, cut off the corridor and we beat Sydney. Mike Isles says dominant and was simply lovely to watch everyone out there play like a star. Trent says, played well, Ned Long, wowee, and think if we were more accurate as a positive, not a dig. Yeah, that's completely true. We've got more. Let's keep it rolling. Feds the tribal chief says Perryman is good down back and as a mid. So going into this game, we all thought, well, Perryman was just too good as a midfielder against Carlton to play in the back line. So we all thought, okay, we'll go Lockie Sullivan forward, we'll go Ed Allen sub, and then we'll go Will Hoskinelli in the back line. We were close. We were close. As a team, we were close. We ended up going for Perryman moved to the back, Ed Allen in the middle, Ned Long in the middle, Lockie Sullivan forward, and then Will Hoskin, when you're coming on, you're in the forward line as well. So that's what they ended up opting for. But yeah, Perriman's been good. He's just another he's a really, really good role player. And that's what you need at this club. Crazy to think that we probably all have Ned Long over Harry Perriman at this point. And not that it needs to be like that. I'm just saying, like, who would you rather in your team right now? And if you had to pick one or the other, I think we're all picking Ned Long, no? Let me know in the comment section. I'm intrigued to hear your thoughts. Carrot Gold says Ned Long replaces Tom Mitchell. Yeah. Yeah, there's always a sad story in somebody else's come up. This is Ned Long's come up now, and while we were hoping for Ed Allen to take this position, to take the Tom Mitchell spot, Finlay McRae last year, now it's Ned Long, and he's taking it with both hands, and I'm sure Tom Mitchell would be quaking his boots right now, and he'd be super concerned about where he stands in his AFL career, and would have those doubts creeping into his mind. I don't know where Tom Mitchell fits into this picture anymore. I'm not going to come out here and say this is what's going to happen with him because I'm just not. I've burnt myself too many times saying, oh, this guy and the other is going to retire, or he's done, and so on and so forth. So I've learned that along the way, putting myself out there. I'm not going to give you this hard answer of I think Tom Mitchell's done. I don't think that's the case, but it's not looking good, bruv. That's all I'm going to say. Masterclass handled Swan's pressure very well, says Matty Mack, and Ned Long, a future staple of the club. So a lot of the same here, but it's all well and good. Billy O says players will have to keep playing well to keep their spots. If Houston, Schultz, and JDG come in, who goes out? That question troubles me, and that's a good thing. I'll probably save it for the predicted 23. I think we're only a couple of days removed. We don't know who could be in, who could be out going into the Easter Thursday clash against Brisbane. So I'll hold my breath a little bit longer. But I think Lockie Sullivan is going to cause some headaches, and obviously Will Hoskinelli is always a consistent fixture or feature in the team. So there's going to be some headaches, and fortunately, as fans, we just bear that responsibility on the selection panel and not us. And then we can just rant and rave about what they did right or what they did wrong after the fact. So that's the role we have as fans in that one. Dio4 Private says, Sidebottom's still very young. Bobby and Elliot, just like they were in our premiership year. We needed that from Bobby and Billy. We know we have that. They have that in their arsenal to come out and kick 3 or 4 goals and dish off some goal assists. I just needed some confirmation or some reassurance that they were still there, because Bobby was trending in an odd direction where he was just a bit out of form compared to probably where he would like to be right now. And then Jamie Elliott being 32, it's like, all right, come on, Billy, just show me you've got a few goals up your sleeve. And then they obviously both did that. So it's good to know they have that, and that will come to the forefront in certain games throughout the year. But it's not going to happen every week, is it? Sidebottom's still very young as well. I like that one. Dio4 also says Ned Long becoming a future legend. Nick Dacos doing Nick Dacos things. And then Harrison Koblitz says Dacos won't be winning the Brownlow if Long and Sidebottom play like that all year. I wonder if they'll give Ned Long votes from not last night, but from Friday night. He was exceptional. He's a big boy, so he should be relatively in the eyes of the umpires, especially if he's in the coalface of the contest. Still, Sidebottom historically polls very well. In 2018, he finished a couple votes behind the eventual winner in Tom Mitchell. So you're right. Tom Mitchell, the Pendlebury, Sidebottom, Long, they're all going to take votes. But at the end of the day, I think we all can agree on this. Like the Brownlow's a midfield medal. Like, we don't really care. It's just this big event where you can get all jazzed up. people put bets on it, and then yeah, it's just a big event. It's a who's event, really. That's all it is. And the umpires who have to worry about adjudicating the game are then asked to judge who is the best of field. It just doesn't make sense to me, does it? Cohen07 says Pendlebury could play until he's 40. He's still got it. He's still got it, and I don't think he could play till he's 40 the way he's playing at the moment. He was one of the best players for Collingwood last week against Carlton, had 29 touches. I think it was a little bit more quieter. Was he a little bit more quieter against Sydney? I'm just popping up the stats quickly. I thought he was still good. Pendlebury, 26 touches. I mean, he's nearly averaging 26, 27 touches a game at the moment over the first 4 games of the season. How are you doing at age 37, Pendles? What are you doing, mate? Settle down. Jake Bozanovsky says Ned Long's breakout game. Isles 6040 says Collingwood is the best. Sean Greg says, I don't know, I'm just happy. I think we're all very happy and we're very glad to see us in this position. I think we're all starting to realise we're going to be right up there the way we're performing, so that's good. And lastly, A. Karayovanis, as I said last time, we are winning the grand final. Flag pies. I'll leave it at that. Thanks for all your contribution, guys. Until Brisbane versus Collingwood, go Pies.